What's up, all you good fellow fly guys? You know who it is. The Cat in the Hat, your resident architect, Michael Andrew of stylearchitects.com, here to help you redesign your frame of mind when it comes to the styling thing. And welcome to another discourse in dress, another expression for your ensembles, or some sonnets for your style. Today we are going to be talking about some ugly sweater alternatives. Now I don't know about you, but when I get that invite and I RSVP to the ugly sweater party, I always start to feel some type of way, knowing that I'm about to spend some money on something that I'm only going to use once. I'm gonna have this ugly sweater on maybe twice if I get invited to another ugly sweater party, because I'm wearing it twice. I'm not gonna go get two ugly sweaters. And I find issue with that because I'm not going to wear that more than those two times, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of them. So even before we talk about some alternatives, let's talk about some quick ways that you can save your money by making some quick investments that are not going to run you a lot of money on these ugly sweaters. The first way that I would recommend that you get an ugly sweater is to go to your local Goodwill or Salvation Army and just go through some of their piles. There has to be at least one or two sweaters that are tacky enough or old enough and vintage enough that you can get away with wearing at a ugly sweater party. And those are gonna run you $3 to $5. You can clean them as you see fit, and it'll be a good investment that you don't have to worry about spending a whole lot of money on. If you are gonna go the retail route, the number two way to purchase is to make a purchase from one of the cheap spaces. Now, is there a chance that somebody else will be wearing the same sweater as you? Yes, and that's tacky, and that makes sense then. It's like a sweater Christmas party. Everybody's wearing the same sweater. I mean, it's not ugly, but it's tacky, so you're getting away with it anyway, and you can rock it a different way. Put on a dress shirt with a bow tie under there and you'll have a slightly different look. So those are two different ways that you can save some money on ugly Christmas sweaters. Now, I would love to hear your thoughts on ugly sweater Christmas parties. Do you feel like they're a waste of time? Do you enjoy getting ready for those different types of things? Do you enjoy spending money on those ugly sweaters? And if so, what do you do with those after you have made those purchases or after you've worn them? Do you keep on wearing them? Are you one of those guys? If you are, stop watching this YouTube channel. Like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to help you. I'm playing. I would definitely love to hear how you are wearing those ugly sweaters or repurposing them, or any different types of things that you are doing there, because I'm sure there's probably some creative outlets in that space. If you are like me and you just would rather spend your money on something that you can utilize more of, here are 3 different types of sweaters that you will still be able to probably get away with at a ugly sweater party, and how you can incorporate those into your wardrobe. Now, the first alternative is going to be the Coogi sweater, or we'll say the Cosby sweater, right? Now, if you ever watched the Cosby Show as a kid, you know Bill Cosby had some very interesting sweaters, some cool sweaters, and some of them joints were just ugly. But he did, on occasion, tend to have something that was similar to a Coogi sweater, but it wasn't quite. It was like one of those off-brand ones you used to see, you know, at the urban store if you couldn't afford a Coogi. I'm not gonna lie, I had one. I ain't ashamed. But with the Coogi sweater, if you can't afford it, I mean, they're still like $300 or $400. Australian brand, very high quality, was a luxury brand for a long time. And then the urban community and the hip hop community kind of took it over and remixed how the looks kind of came about. But the Coogi sweater is a great sweater for you to wear to a ugly sweater Christmas party, because it walks that fine line where it could be tacky if it's not executed properly, but if it is, then it actually is a very classy look. I don't own a Coogi sweater, but I have seen the Coogi sweater cardigans. A guy that I knew had a orange, a white, and red Coogi sweater, and he happened to have this velvet button down, so he wore it together with some beautiful flannel trousers and some loafers, and I was like, yo, that's a hot look. and it still was really, really cool. And the thing that I like about Coogee sweaters is if you can find one in your size that's not a double XL or like an XL, because they do run pretty true to size, then it's a great colorful alternative for you to mix and match. So you can dress it up with a beautiful solid dress shirt, or you can put on a nice V-neck or t-shirt crew neck there, or you can even throw on another sweater on under there and layer it if it's a light sweater. And you have some different versatile alternatives to utilize that Coogee sweater with. Now, when you are wearing it, trust that it's going to communicate a certain level of nostalgia when you're wearing it, because we're going to be thinking about the 90s when everybody was trying to get one of those Coogee sweaters. And so it can be executed in a great way, or it can still be something that's slightly tacky and you can probably get away with at the ugly sweater Christmas party. The second sweater that I would recommend is a little bit more conservative, and that is the Fair Isle sweater. Now, the etymology of Fair Isle had some likeness to what they considered in Scotland when we looked at the Gaelic term. It tended to be something that represented peacefulness or relaxation, comfort, and it's indicative of all the different types of colors that you see in those Fair Isle sweaters. Similar to how tweed is constructed, Fair Isle sweaters are often a reflection of the area where the yarns are being woven together. So you see all of these beautiful different colors coming together to create a scene, and they are very geometric in their expression, but it still allows for something that is cool and something that is country and chic in that space. And I think that that's what it communicates. And it's a great addition to your wardrobe, because depending on the fabric that you get, it can be a fall and winter piece, or it can be a spring and summer piece that you can mix and match. And again, it's one of those things that you can kind of make a little bit more tacky. You could, throw it down or throw it on with a nice button-down collared shirt and loosen the tie, and it has this type of prep, Ivy League type of look. So it wouldn't be ugly. You're definitely not going to win a competition there, but you would be able to still wear it and not feel like you're going to be out of sorts. Now, if you want to be the dude who just had on a sweater and didn't want to look like you tried too hard and you wanted to really save your money, the most conservative recommendation that I can provide for you, while not being just in a basic sweater, is the cable knit sweater. Now, you will see all different types of variations with the size of the cable knit pattern or the different ways that it is woven and created. And because of that, this is a sweater that I feel like almost any man can get and rock with confidence and feel like they made a good investment. I have several cable knit sweaters and I wear them frequently. And I love the way that they express themselves. They're not overtly expressive. They still do have a conservative element, so I can wear it with something that is a little bit more expressive, and it's not too much, it's not too overbearing, but they still do stand very well on their own. So it's a great investment piece. Now again, you're definitely not going to be winning any contest here, but you will look like you tried to put on a sweater. That's about as far as you're gonna go there. So again, you have the Coogee sweater that you can wear as something that's going to be a little bit more hip-hop influenced. You have the Fair Isle sweater that is going to move towards a country chic type of look. And lastly, you have the cable knit sweater, which is going to be classic and conservative, and you will be okay with wearing that afterwards. So again, I would love to hear what your thoughts are. Which one would you prefer to wear? You can get all three, maybe even, but which one would you consider wearing to the ugly sweater party, and why? Are you getting some ugly sweaters? Again, I would love to hear how you're going to repurpose those, or if you're just going to make the purchase and rock out having fun. And that's really what those ugly sweater parties are all about, is having fun. So it doesn't really matter what you're in, as long as you are having fun and making sure that you are enjoying that time to fellowship and have fun with your friends. So regardless, make sure that it's a fun time and that you are enjoying yourself, but make sure that you send me some of those pictures. And you can send those pictures to any one of my social media accounts at Style Architects. We just love to hear the story or why you purchased that and what happened once you got to the party, because I just think that would be fun. Make sure that you leave a comment in the comment box telling me what you are planning on purchasing. Make sure that you subscribe if you're feeling the vibe, and share this with your friends so you guys can have a good little laugh and maybe have some educational elements to your discourse in your dress as you are cultivating and developing your wardrobe. Again, I'm enjoying having this journey with you, so thank you so much for allowing me to be a bit of a guide for you. If you still have some questions or you need some help, please don't hesitate to reach out to us at stylearchitects.com, where we can help you redesign your frame of mind when it comes to the styling thing. But before I go, please don't ever forget that dress is nothing more than the expression of a man's state of mind, so you should always dress to express. I'm out. Peace.